So you're looking to join the beet harvest, but there's little to no information online about it, let alone someone's first-hand experience going to the beet harvest. This video is for you. The beet harvest was definitely an unbeatable experience, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie, it is definitely not for the weak. I went in, of course, thinking about the possibility of earning $5 grand in a month. That is what kept me going. Literally just the thought of that. if if that wasn't an incentive, then I don't know if I would have made it through. Like I said, it's not for the weak. They're 12-hour shifts. It's a 50-50 chance that you're either going to work the night shift or the day shift. I was lucky enough to join the night shift. It was grueling, to say the least. It's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It takes a lot for your body to adjust. It took about, I guess, the first 2 weeks, honestly, for my body to adjust to eating at 4 in the morning and staying awake when I'm usually asleep, especially if you've never worked the overnight shift before. But the work is not, it's not hard work. It is the simplest thing that you could do. Basically, you're just directing traffic, like truck traffic, and every now and then there's the truckers that come in with these sample tickets, and you're just supposed to put it on top of a bag and get a sample of the beets from that truck, so then they can do whatever scientific thing they do to figure out whether or not those beets from that farmer is producing a high amount of sugar. Before doing this, I did not know beets came from sugar. um, that was fascinating to find out. I learned a lot about beets. I don't know how loud it is out here. I am currently at a LTVA. This is where I drove after the beet harvest. Let me bring you in so we can talk more details. Like I was saying, the entry-level position is called a sample taker. I believe it's $19.36 an hour. Basically, you're just directing traffic, like directing trucks to the certain position where they're supposed to stop and then release their load of beets. There are other aspects of the job, but that is the job of the sample taker. There's also a boom operator. The boom is the conveyor belt that swings back and forth in order to make a even pile. There's someone that is appointed to watch the boom and basically make sure it's evenly being distributed. After the boom operator, there is the machine, the piler operator. That's the person in the top of the machine that's basically hitting all the buttons and, moving all the joysticks in order to kind of make the machine lift its gate open, move the conveyor belt so that the beads get shot off of the boom, basically. It sounds complicated, but those are all really easy jobs, and you basically go through training in a day. They're that easy to learn. That being said, there's a lot of drama that goes on there. I'm not gonna lie. There was the most gossip I've ever experienced at any workplace there. You would say something to someone, and then 5 minutes later, someone else would say what you just said to that person, and you'd be like, I just told that person. And it was hard because you wanted to make friends, and it was hard to tell if the person actually genuinely wanted to get to know you or they wanted to get information to clarify whether or not the gossip was true. And that was stressful. You're working with all walks of life, all different age groups coming from all different countries. And it's very hard to get a group of people and not have some kind of drama, basically. A lot of the times it was the person who was the operator or the boom control, and they would just get kind of like a power trip, and they would try to like boss everyone else around and make it very uncomfortable. And when you're walking on eggshells at the workplace, it's not a good look. But luckily, they have foremen that are there, which are basically managers of the grounds, that keeps people in check and make sure everything's running smoothly. If you're lucky, you'll get Ian as a foreman. He was my foreman. He's really awesome. He is for the people, actually cares about the people, and does everything in his power to make it happen. And it was his first year as a foreman, and honestly, he did a darn good job for it being his first year. He works the night shift. I can't vouch for any of the other foremans because I did not experience what it was like working for them, but it was a pleasure working with Ian. A lot of the stuff, you basically just bring it up with the foreman, and they do everything in their power to make the environment a better place. I had to do that for my environment because my piler operator was, I guess, just abusing her control, and I was lucky enough to get moved to a different group, and from then on it was smooth sailing. But you might have to kind of stick up for yourself if you end up in a group of not so nice people, to say the least. Other than that, you do get breaks. It depends on the group that you're in. The foremen do not have control over the breaks. The communication was really bad. I'm not gonna lie. The communication was terrible. Even to the foremen from the agriculturists, a lot of the times they didn't know when the beet harvest was gonna be done. It was all dependent on the farmers, the weather, if it was raining, if it was below freezing. They would say that we weren't going to work, but we ended up working on a rainy day and on a day where it was 25 degrees. So it's like, but if you work every day and you don't skip a day, they have double pay. Sunday, you basically get double the amount that you would if you were to work just on the weekdays. So that's your incentive. But if you miss a day, then you don't get double pay. And that is what is like, verging on wage slavery a little bit, because it's like, it's tough because your body is telling you to take a break, but your mind's like, I don't want to risk losing $500 for this day that I want to take off. But if you do work every single day and you are a entry-level piler or sample caretaker, then you will make a little less than $6,000. I made a total of $5,936. And that, it was not skipping a day. That was all 30 days, and that was maybe 2 or 3 days of stay pay. But honestly, $6,000 in a month, I think that was worth it. If you can't stand on your feet for long, if your body can't handle it, I don't recommend it. It is definitely grueling on your body. There are times where you have to clean the piler. That was pretty grueling on the back. You didn't know when you were going to clean the piler or if you were going to be the group that was going to clean it. Whether you're the day shift or the night shift, I believe both shifts clean the piler, but the night shift was a lot more often. They provided a lot of great gifts. Like they gave us like a thermos, they gave us gloves, they gave us like helmet warmers, hand warmers, things to keep us warm and happy. There were some times where they had meals, they had a lot of snacks, and sometimes they had food at the scale house, and that was really nice. It made us feel like human beings every once in a while. So that was nice. Overall, the people were really great people. It was amazing being surrounded by like-minded people who value the same things as you and understand the lifestyle. That was my favorite part of the experience. Getting to know people of all walks of life and the connections that you would make. Like, it was great to figure out where people were gonna go after this. You know, a lot of people were going to another seasonal job, and it was great to get information on all the different types of seasonal jobs that are available. Yeah, overall, it is a grueling experience. It is 12-hour shifts on your feet the entire time. You may or may not cry. I cried, but I am a very sensitive person, and I cried for a different reason. Basically, I cried because I basically told the farm on how bad of a piler operator my operator was, and it caused people to be shifted into different groups, and it caused people that weren't a part of the drama to be put with her, and I felt bad because then they would have to experience it, and I was, thinking about whether or not they were strong enough to experience it, and I was like I was burdening them by making them have to experience this person now instead of just sucking it up and taking it. But that's a whole other story. The good, it is a month of work. It is $6,000. They pay for a campsite that has showers, electric, and water hookup. You get to experience new people and hopefully gain friendships. The biggest thing is you will grow as a person. I didn't, I learned so much about myself. I learned my strengths and my weaknesses. It will literally crush your soul, but then build you back up again. And that is like, it is the true epitome of, it is the true aspect of masculine energy. I've never felt like such a hardworking man until I worked the beet harvest. It is definitely masculine energy. You're there to work, get through it, and leave, and just grit your teeth and get her done. And yeah, that is the beet harvest. You will walk out accomplished if you finish the harvest. There's a sense of accomplishment seeing the beginning of the pile and then seeing the rows and rows and rows back of a pile of beets that there is, like where you started versus where it ends. You will see a lot of people drop off. I don't remember how many people we started with, but there were a lot of people that I didn't see towards the end. Again, it's not for the weak. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. The campsites, they're hit or miss. I was at Drayton campsite, which is right next to the Drayton yard. That was very convenient because it would take 5 minutes for me to get to work. There were other people that were located in the Grafton yard. That I believe was 30 minutes away, but they had more resources. They had a dog park, they had a pool, I think they said. And it was a lot better of a campsite than the Drayton Yard. The Drayton Yard was specifically a work campsite where they had showers, a bathroom, and we were lucky enough to have a laundry facility. And luckily, they allowed you to ship packages to yourself. So that was really great. So that's really good for emergencies if you need packages. Other than that, like hit or miss from the camp host. Our camp host didn't really clean the bathrooms. It was really disgusting to see the same hairball in the shower for the entire month. But I mean, you get what you pay for. It's a work camp. You're there to work, and there you have it. I don't know if there's anything else that I left out, but if you have any questions, let me know. Overall, I highly recommend the Unbeatable experience. You will make between 4,500 and 6 grand entry level. I know the pilot operators and the skid steers and other jobs, they get a little bit more. I believe it's like $20 to be a pilot operator. I believe it's the same for its skid steer, and then $21 to be a greaser, which is someone that greases the machine. Those opportunities are available after your entry level position, and I believe you get a 5% bonus if you come back the next year. So that's really cool. Yeah, overall, I think it is worth it. You you get the life experience. I never thought I would ever harvest beets in my life. I never thought I would ever be in North Dakota. That was quite the experience to find myself in a place where I was like, I'll never be in North Dakota, but there I was. It was, yeah. Overall, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. There could have been more communication, there could have been less drama, and there could have been more breaks. Yeah. But other than that, I think it was worth it. I think it was an unbeatable experience. It will build your character. You will learn a lot about yourself. You may or may not complete it. And like I said for the fourth time, it is not for the weak. I cannot stress that enough. I am telling you, it will break you, but it will build you back up. So, hopefully, this was helpful. Hopefully, this was enough information. Yeah, if I left out anything, please give me any questions in the comment section, and I'd be happy to answer. Hopefully, if you do decide to come to the beet harvest, please use my name as a reference. I think you get like maybe like $100 bonus if you recommend someone. Please use my name, and hopefully I'll see you next year.